Okay, hello everyone. This is not Jake from State Farm here. So I know this isn't what you normally expect from my channel. I don't do reviews like this normally. In fact, I do a lot of like gameplay stuff quite normally. However, I wanted to do something a little bit different today. Talking about an issue that I have seen not really talked about a whole lot on at least I mean I've looked for it and haven't really found it so much, but like hackers on Fortnite. Okay, now I've mentioned this in the title of one of my videos as well as in that video itself. We mentioned that hackers are kind of dumb. I don't. First of all, I don't understand the mindset of some hackers where they're hacking in like casual matches and stuff. Maybe it's to get used to hacking, and maybe it's to make it look less try to make it look less suspicious if they're going to go into events and try to do the same thing, right? The main issue with that is they shouldn't be allowed to do that in the event. However, I've only been in granted, I've only been in a few cups, few tournaments and stuff. A was it duos open cup, which we did not find a single hacker in. It seems that most hackers, at least from what I've seen, have been in zero build. So if you want to avoid hackers, all you gotta do is get good at building, apparently. Or play building mode like it's zero build and hope for the best. Which, to be honest, works halfway decently sometimes. The main issue with all of this is to simply say, what's it matter, right? Like, if you go into a zero build cash tournament, chances are the top teams that will get the money, or the top teams overall, will have been hacking. Now, the other two tournaments I was in, oh boy, was in, is the Dreamer Cup, which we did not place very well in, simply because, you know, I mean, sometimes we died, it was just people that were better at us. I'm not saying if you die in a tournament, it's 90%, it's a definite hacker. Sometimes it was just like, okay, I'll give you, like, sometimes it's legitimately, okay, that wasn't hacking, that was just, you were better than me, or you had more health, and I underestimated the scenario, and lost. There are times where someone will be, sniping or shooting from a distance, and you can clearly tell that they're hitting the shots, but it's not super sus you war holding still or something along those lines, right? The main issue I have with all of this is to say, let's say you're having fun, you're casually playing or something, and you're not in build mode, you're in zero build, and you watch a bullet fly past your face. Not an uncommon occurrence in Fortnite due to the bullet physics and stuff. You can literally watch bullets fly past you. Yet you look at your health and it registers as a hit. When there was only one bullet that fly past you, and one shot that you could clip, like one shot you heard. Say it was like a heavy sniper shot. Worst case scenario, technically, for a hacker to be using the heavy sniper, but it's a very popular weapon for them to use because they're hacking. And because they have aimbot, whatever it is. So it's a one shot, and you hear the shot being made, right? So you hear the gunfire, and you watch the bullet fly past you. Yet it registers as a hit on you. That is a clear sign of a hacker. Now, my main issue with this is that Epic Games needs to fix that. There should not be any hackers, period, in any mode ever in the game. And I'm only bringing this up because tonight is the update, and I'm not even sure if Zero Build's still going to be around, but 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time will be the downtime for the servers, and the update will happen to Fortnite. Whatever the case may be, with the new battle pass and everything, I'm not even 100% sure if zero build's still going to be a thing. Due to I haven't seen any zero build tournaments in the upcoming days. So there's a chance that they're just going to get rid of zero build, which in theory will get rid of the hackers, because with building, hacking is less likely to get you anywhere. Main reason being, you hit someone, they could just build a wall, and even if you're hacking, unless you have the bullet penetrating hack, which I've seen a few times where I've been shot through a wall and killed. I'm not that. Then again, that could also just be lag. I can't say for sure that they were shooting me through a wall. I just know that I got shot, and that the person that shot me was behind the wall when they shot me. Whether or not that was like lag and I wasn't quite where I thought I was, server lag, whatever the case may be, server rendering, whatever. But if you're going to be in a cash cup in a zero build mode, let's say they keep it around whatever, it's doubtful from looking at the competitive, they may not have zero build competitive anymore, but it still may be a casual thing for people to do. The issue with that is, if you want to play competitive, that means you have to get good at building, and not everyone wants to play building mode. Now, if you're in a cash cup, in zero build mode, and someone is hacking, and they dominate, they get top 1, they get the money. How is that fair to anyone who actually puts time and practice into the game to at least somewhat improve their skills? Now, I'm not saying I'm the best player ever. I am no ninja. I mean, I'll go ahead and just dox my KD. I don't even care. My KD is like 1.47, 1.46 at the moment. Somewhere around there. So not even that. Middle of the pack player, leaning toward high end-ish. Most of the games I play are zero build. But, at least I think that's what that KD means. I could be completely wrong about that. I have not pulled any, 10 kills per game. Well, actually, I may have 1 point. I don't remember. I know I've pulled, 7-ish. But I don't think I've ever pulled, the 10, 20 kills that you'll see some, crazy YouTubers who, do this for a living. Now, I'm not saying that's a bad thing, because they do it for a living. They found something they're good at, something they enjoy, and something people enjoy watching them do, because people are honestly going to enjoy watching people like Ninja, or Typical Gamer, or Oshevin completely stomp competition, because they're just that good. And maybe pick up a few things from watching them. I know I have done that with Ninja. I've started to, knock trees and boulders from a distance. Or shoot cars from people and watch it explode on them as they're trying to use it to hide. Stuff of that nature. So I've learned from some watching YouTube videos of people playing the game, watching streamers play the game. The funny thing is, whenever you watch them, the YouTube videos, one, you'll never see hackers on the YouTube video. Two, depending on who you're watching, you usually don't see them lose the match. Ninja will post it if he loses. He usually, some of the stuff he posts has been mostly wins, although he does sometimes post a loss and a win to kind of balance it out. If you watch Typical Gamer's challenge videos, he doesn't post anything but the wins from that. And if you want to see the entire thing, you'd have to watch him if he live streams. And I think he does on YouTube. But the entire point of the game, of any game, is to hone your skill and to get better at the game. If it's a online game like this, like a battle royale game, there is no story behind it. I mean, there is, because there is story missions and stuff. But other than, and that's the other thing. If you're doing quests and you're getting shot at, it's kind of annoying. But that's just how the game works. Now, the main issue is Epic Games was losing player base on this game, on Fortnite. It was dying. It wasn't like it was, booming like it was. They introduced Zero Build, which brought back a lot of old players who were just they didn't quite like build mode. Which, I'm new and I don't quite like, I got halfway decent at building. I don't quite like building. It's not my cup of tea before the zero build mode. It's just, some people don't like to build. especially when you're dealing with people who can loop-de-loop fucking box you in and drop you out and you just die. Like, there's no point in playing with someone. Like, the skill cap between someone who is learning to build and is somewhat decent at it and someone who is good at building is so massive of a difference that most people will never play Fortnite because of that association of you have to be good at building, but to get good at building you have to play the game, and then you just lose a lot. Not necessarily the case, especially with the zero build mode, like I said. But the other thing that happened when they released zero build mode was a lot of aimbotters and stuff came on. And as far as I know, a lot of them haven't been banned or IP banned for that matter. Or if they have been banned, it wasn't like an IP ban, or it was a temporary ban, not a perma ban. If Epic Games watches this, which I doubt, I'm not, massive, I'm not like one of their people that they watch or anything. Just, I ask you to look at some of the reports seriously, take an actual look at what is happening, and make sure whether or not it's hacking or not. Now, I get that you get thousands of reports for this every day, probably, because someone's salty and they assume someone's hacking. And that's what you assume that 90% of these are, but a lot of them are legitimate hackers, and that needs to be solved. The other part is, if you want to keep a decent player base, getting rid of hackers will help. If the hackers are no longer there, if the hackers aren't there, yes, that's losing some players, but losing players who hack to rig the system against you anyways, because eventually what's going to happen is something that's similar to happen to TF2. It's going to get to the point where you can't play the game without having to queue and then immediately leave if you suspect someone hacking, because the entire lobby is more likely hacking, which was an issue that happened with TF2 not that long ago. TF2, or Valve, the parent company of TF2, Team Fortress 2, fixed that recently, and now you don't find nearly as many hackers or aimbotters. Yeah, there's still maybe one or two, but it's less, there's a whole lot less. Fortnite would be a lot better if they implemented a similar system, and you may end up with more consistent player base, because I know of a lot of people who will play maybe 1-2 rounds, or play 1 or 2 days, and then get, swear off it for a week, a month, whatever the case may be, just because they don't want to have to deal with the hackers. And that's fine. Like, that's to be expected. And I'm not expecting it to be fixed overnight. Maybe with this new update, maybe it'll be fixed. I don't know. I just want to air this out while Chapter 3, Season 3 is still going on, before Chapter 3, Season 4 drops, and see if any noticeable changes happens. Now, the other part is, if someone reports someone for hacking in a tournament, Epic, or at all, I want you to look at those very seriously, like in the tournament especially. Look at those ones excruciatingly seriously. Because if they're hacking in a cash tournament, or even if it's just a skin tournament, they should be banned and removed from the leaderboard at all. So, like, even if they get banned and they're still on top of the leaderboard, they still win, because it doesn't matter. If you remove them from the leaderboard entirely, people would learn not to hack and maybe come back as an actual player. Maybe not, maybe they only hack and they would leave forever, but for each hacker that only hacks and leaves forever, you may end up with actual players in the game because there are less hackers. Now that's, that is how I'm looking at it, and I'm not saying that, that is how it is. I've just noticed that there's a lot of hackers that I've noticed, especially that every single shot's a headshot when they're aimed. Like I will not lie. I have been hit in the chest or you know, torso area, and it will register as a headshot. And the only way I can tell is other than if I'm spectating and watching someone else get hit by them. But the other way I can tell is I know, say, Combat AR usually does about 32 damage body shot, and I think it's 43 headshot, and I will count and do math to figure it out. And if it's every shot's a headshot, that's when I start getting sus of people, and that's when I report. So please just, don't flame me. Don't be like, this is me saying, like, this is an actual problem that I've noticed, and a lot of other people have the same opinions. I've just not seen it out there. This is just me talking about a problem that I know can be fixed because I've seen it done with another game that I love. So if Epic, if you watch this, if you get this, please fix this issue, and everything will be fine. And for those of you who will watch this video, I thank you. It means a lot that you even bother to check out my YouTube, let alone a video that doesn't necessarily fit with the channel at large. So thank you for that. And I will see you guys in the next video.